Okay, so the one thing I forgot to do thus far on this trip, and this is our last morning in this apartment in Treviso, but I forgot to do a video of the apartment. So I'm going to give this a little, I just changed lenses. We can do a little guided tour here. This is the living room. We go over here. We have our little desk. There's Joe on the computer.
Hi, Jay. Good to see you.
Here is the kitchen. We've spent a lot of time in the kitchen. Over here are the recycling bins. They have a really elaborate recycling system here. Different colored bins for different colored types of waste. Mandatory. There's our little coffee pot. So then you go in here and we drew lots for the bedrooms. Here's mine. Here's the bathroom. Down the hall. As you can see, we're packing up here. Here's Joe's bedroom. And we won't go into Tom's bedroom, he's still asleep. So that's our little tour of our little Treviso apartment. Home sweet home. Okay, we're about ready to hit the road for Trieste. But as my last official act of the day, the last official act in Treviso, I want to get a little video. There's our car. There's the apartment building. And this is a terrace that we never used because it's actually this is the first clear day we've had. So there was no cause to go out on the terrace. These are the recycling bins. So you've got the solo carta, which means only cardboard. Solo rifiuto secco, which is non-recyclable materials. Raccolta vetro e latte, that's general bottles and plastic. But oddly enough, this is our recycling spot. Oh, and that brown one is umido, which is organic waste such as coffee grounds. But we don't have a blue recycle bin for some reason. Anyway, this is the garage where we came in. And here is the key thing. And I'm not sure I had that focused right. So just in case I didn't, I'll refocus on the recycling bins, just in case it wasn't in focus before. Refocus on the terrace. And we're all set. Okay, we're at the Piave River now.
Had a lot of rain, so the rivers were up.
This is where the battle was fought, along the Piave. Up here, in the distance, is the war memorial, which we're going to visit. So this river was crossed and recrossed by the Italians and the Austrians during the war. Now there's a quarrying operation going on down there. All those rocks, time immemorial, come down from the Alps. Okay, now I got my telephoto lens on. We're looking at the far bank of the Piave River. There's the Piave River. Over there you can see that mountain pass over there? I'll bet that's where the German and Austrians came through.
Very possibly that led directly to Carbon.
Right. So there would have been all kinds of barbed wire, machine guns guarding this side of the river. Must have been living hell around here. There's the war memorial.
Was this wall built during World War I? I doubt it.
Well, you know what? We'll get up to the war memorial. There'll be an even better view up there. We can take the map.
That's of the battle, right?
Yeah. But Nervesa is the name of the town. Okay, this is the war memorial at Montello, overlooking the Piave River, the site of the Battle of the Solstice. Sacred ground. And when we look around here, there are all these artillery pieces. Unfortunately, I packed my microphone and can't get to it, so we'll just use the one that came with the camera. It's not very good. There's a no picking mushrooms sign. This looks like a 149 millimeter howitzer. There's all the information. Maximum range 8,000 meters. 42 kilogram projectile. Here's the breech.
Gettysburg,
Yeah.
yes.
Another really good one is Shiloh.
I have not been to Shiloh.
You know, it's not very far. We could run down there sometime. It's a day's drive.
Yeah. Overnight kind of thing?
Yeah,
Or 2 nights?
Yeah,
That's a good idea. Love to do that.
go to Tupelo, Mississippi. See the Elvis birthplace. Okay, here we are inside the Montello Memorial. This is Vittorio Emanuele's orders to the troops in 1915. Now, you may recall, this is exactly the same things that are in Palermo. This is the Bulletino of Diaz on 4 November 1918. Again, this thing is in every military base in Italy, or it used to be. This is beautiful the way this is done. Look at this. This was put here in 1935. So here's an altar where they say Mass for the killed, and then they've got people interred in here. I have a bunch of unknown soldiers buried here. And then here's a memorial to a Tenente Alessi Guida. Volunteered for the war. Participated in important actions, animated always by the great enthusiasm and love of country, etc., etc. Montello. Okay, now we're in the War Museum. It's a map showing the Piave. This is Nervesa, the town that we're in. Nice machine gun. French manufacturer. Oh, a Colt. How about that? This is a lot of like what we saw up on Monte Grappa. Same deal. I think I'm going to change lenses here. So hey, Joe. Joe, psst, look at this. This is one of those machine guns with that little lip on it.
Yeah.
Which I wonder, then you wonder, maybe that's just there so when it falls into the dirt.
Keeps it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that could be just as support.
Good. Very possible. This is wild. This is a photograph taken from the dead body of a military photographer killed in action. This photo was later developed. Looked like it's been retouched, but look at that. Crazy. Talk about action. Okay, so now we've reached the top of the monument. So this is like Montello. So on this lookout, you can see across the Piave. Then they have these little signs here where you can figure out what you're looking at. Now, unfortunately, whatever that is blocked by a tree. But these same things were up on Monte Grappa, just we couldn't see anything in the fog. Okay, so now we're looking to the west, and here's a sign pointing us to Monte Grappa, but alas, the trees are in the way. As you can see, this is Ovest, which means west. So what that's telling us is basically Monte Grappa is west of here. Because here's... Okay, so that way is south, which means this way is east, and you can see Piave River down there clearly. Let me focus it. So this probably would have been, well, that's why these big guns are up here. This would have been an artillery park. You know, it's the perfect spot.
Did you see the raised pathways downstairs, the picture of it?
You have to show me.
Yeah.
Again, this is the memorial All right, so there's the little town of Nervesa down there, which of course was destroyed. There was heavy fighting in Nervesa. The Austrians actually came over the Piave in June of 18. They were stopped, and massive carnage to the Austrian army. Basically destroyed it as a fighting force. This is telling us we're looking toward the Julian Alps. Unfortunately, can't see anything for the trees. The Carnic Alps, and Vittorio Veneto is up that way. And here's Herr Field Marshal Hills checking out the terrain. Okay, now we're looking roughly south. Got my telephoto lens on. We're looking at it. It looks like a ruined church. I'll bet it was destroyed during one of these battles. The Venetian plain is over there. We're basically pointed in the direction of Venice right now. You can't see it because of the mist. But this is the hill where we're standing on top of this memorial. But you just know this had to have been an observation post and doubtless an artillery park. And there's the Piave. There's the Piave, excuse me. Now if you look down here, oh, we'll get a close-up of the Piave. Focus! Thank you. Now over there is a big materials. They're quarrying the rocks in the Piave. Down here is the artillery we were looking at earlier. And there's our car. Here's Feldmarschall von Hills. So now I have my wide angle lens on so we can see the interior of this bad boy. Sacred ground. Okay, this is the Tagliamento River. I would say this thing is at least a half-mile wide, wouldn't you?
Yes, from you know you get a lot of overhead.
Yeah, and we are actually on a railroad bridge here. And I wanted to stop at the Tagliamento River for two reasons. First of all, this is where the defense failed after Caporetto, then they had to fall back to Piave. But also, back when I was a young lad, we had our field training on the banks of the mighty Tagliamento. And these, like all these poplar trees and stuff, we'd hide among the poplar trees with our camouflage nets and pretend we were in a war with the Soviet Union. And so it would always be, we'd have our nukes, our simulated nukes out here, and somebody would blow up some city and then we'd have to go resupply. So it was all about the resupply mission. All right, we lucked in. Here comes the treno. Quando parte il treno per Firenze?
Yeah.
That's probably the Trieste to Venice route.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're in the middle of the
why they
Tagliamento.
couldn't have their defense here. They probably weren't organized.
That's exactly right. They couldn't get it organized, and it's obviously not nearly as defensible a position as the Piave. Because in the Piave, you've got the higher ground on the other side. Here, you don't. You've got some great fields of fire.
But I think it's mainly because it's too close to the mountains, and they just couldn't organize it.
Yeah.
Now, where's your compass?
So that's the base of the bridge.
Now you can see that. I'm sure that's Mount Grappa.
Well, it certainly is the.
I think it is.
Could be.
But
I wouldn't say.
that's scary. That's scary. Even though we're 3 foot, even though we were 6 or 7 feet. Did you take a picture way down here?
Yeah. In fact, you know what? Look out, Joe. That's one busy line, huh?
Yeah. There's 3 that came by. 2 on this, 1 on this track, and 1 on this.
They probably already called the... Okay, now we're in Trieste. This is a monument to Maximilian of Austria, the Emperor of Mexico. If memory serves, didn't the Mexicans... Whoops!
His monument
Okay, Tom.
is here.
Tom, tell us what happened to Maximilian.
Maximilian was executed by a Mexican firing squad.
Good, motherfucker. He had no business being there.
And you know why the statue is here for him?
Because
Why?
had it been in Mexico,
He
people...
was governor of Trieste or something.
Oh,
No, you're right. He was Franz Joseph's brother.
okay, but he was in France.
Yeah, to come around here to be back.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Man, that is crazy. Maximilian. Oh shit, look at this beautiful little building over here. That's a gorgeous building.
See, with something Liberty, something Trieste, the country, and no, he was Franz
Well, it says-
Joseph's brother.
Okay.
It says with a liberal spirit and
Oh, you know why I know that?
giving
Oh, you're right.
succor to the poor, with the creation of Miramar, something about Trieste, his elected patria. He elected to make Trieste his homeland.
I know that.
But if that's true, why the hell did he go to Mexico?
No.
By Donald Fraser. They're the best. They're about that era in history and flashing. There's a scoundrel, but he and a coward that always falls on his feet. And he's in the British Army.
Okay, more Trieste. The Piazza Venezia. Now that looks like an old style shopping center or something. Like a train station? Well, it might be a bus station, it's not a train station. Okay, so like, here are the these nice villas and stuff. Want me to get this on tape? There's Tom giving money to a dwarf beggar. Of course, if he's a dwarf beggar, you should only give him dwarf alms.
That's a big building room in there, whatever that is.
Yeah, I think it's probably maybe a custom house or something from back in the day.
I think it's what?
Like a custom house.
On the afternoon.
I can do a harbor shot. This is the harbor shot. Well, you know what?
No, I don't.
It looks like a working harbor, you know, there's nothing of great historical interest here because it's a working harbor.
But
Okay, this is the government square of Trieste. Palazzo del Governo, Palace of Government. This is the Plaza of Unità d'Italia. And when you know it, over there is the headquarters of an insurance company. And there's Italia. Piazza Unità d'Italia. And that must be Italia. Okay, so this is the Palazzo del Governo. The government palace. They obviously don't have my monopod with me. It's real windy out here. Of Trieste, of course, Trieste was a big maritime town, so that would be the Lloyd's Insurance. Now here's one. Whatever this is, it was built in 1878. You can see the year over there. And I'm just guessing that that's City Hall, but we're going to go over and find out. And there's the town hall.
Forse.
Kind of nice, eh?
La colore la fascia gialla, là dove... là.
You know, I'm not sure, but it looks like this thing was built The inscription up there says it's something, of course that's Latin, but it's talking about this is the extreme end of the Adriatic. But it looks to me like this thing was, at least the inscription was put up there in 1885. Hard to say.
So that building looks like she's the building, right?
Which one?
That one there.
It's almost. This one here, definitely. That one there, maybe.
Which one? Where?
This one.
The tall one.
No, the one on the side here. Yeah. But that's just, you know, and well, I think I'm working off the columns in front.
These little balconies. Whenever you get through.
Which balconies? Oh, up there?
No. I assume that's Maria.
So this,
1683, the Ottomans won because
they lost. This is the guy who defeated the Ottomans at Vienna in 1683. All right, my man. So this is like 19th century Trieste through here. Interesting. All right, so here we are back in this square. It's now dark. We've been out having a couple brewskis. We're looking for a fish house, but until we find the fish house, here we are in the Piazza of Italian Unity, Unità d'Italia. So there's the governor's Palazzo del Governo. Let's get a little focus action there. And over here, the Assicurazione Generale, it's an insurance company. And I'm not sure exactly what that building is. I'm guessing it's City Hall, but who the hell knows. And then Lloyd's Triestino. Check out these cool blue lights.
And I'll tell you who I knew better than him. His fucking girlfriend.
Who was that?
Sue.
I don't know.
She, the blonde, tall blonde. He got perfect hand that day. Sue, she was a gal.
Okay, so here's where we had our wonderful mixed grill dinner with all kinds of yummy whatever. Fish and like shrimps, octopus, all kinds of yummy shit. It was great.
No, son disperados.
So, hey Tommaso, how'd you like your
It
dinner?
was wonderful.
Woo!
Super dinner, yes.
BNA. Am I saying it right? BNA?
BNA? What does that mean?
I don't know. What is it?
Oh.
But what do they say? What